What up, wrestling fans? FaceManBuddha. It's Saturday, September 19th, 2015. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in. This is about the Night of Champions, which is the next pay-per-view, which is tomorrow. It's going to be WWE's pay-per-view, and from the BleacherReport.com, they made a card, which I'm going to use. This is the Night of Champions, this official poster, which you see. I'll put this link in the description box, as well as BleacherReport.com, in case you want to peruse it. This is the card. They have Seth Rollins versus Sting. It's for the World Heavyweight Champions match. It's obviously a singles match between these two. They're saying Sting will win and Sheamus will cash in the world title, cash in his Money in the Bank. That's a possibility. I just don't see Seth Rollins losing the championship, and I'll get into that in a moment. But I don't think he'll lose it. But if he does lose it and Sting does happen to win it, I do agree that more than likely Sheamus would cash in, hit Sting over the head, knock him out, then put his Money in the Bank briefcase on the line, and then cash it in, so to speak, and then become the World Heavyweight Champion. I think that would be short-lived. If he does do that, I don't think he would have a reign for more than a couple months, even if it was that long. If they put the belt on him, I would assume within a couple weeks he'd probably lose it on a Monday Night Raw event. However, again, personally, I don't see him winning, meaning Sting. I think Seth will retain. They might have a swerve at the end where Triple H gets involved and helps Seth Rollins retain his belt in typical heel fashion. However, I don't think Sting will win. I think it'd be great for him to win, but then again, would Sting hold on to the championship for any length of time? It would make sense then for Sheamus to cash it in, and what better night to cash it in is right after the moment he wins it, which is actually kind of a douche thing to do to Sting, because he should have won when he went to face Triple H last year in WrestleMania, I think it was. They should have given it to Sting, but of course they couldn't put him over, and I'm sure that's more Vince than anybody deciding that. So I really don't see why you would give him the title unless you're going to let him run with it for a while, and I don't see that happening. They barely use Sting in the year that he's been signed with the WWE. I don't think he should be on every week anyway. I think it'd be better if he was kind of like the old character where he hung in the rafters and didn't say much, and every now and then said something or was involved, but his presence was known in that manner. I think would be better. So I don't think he should, win. Not because I don't want him to win or I don't like him. I do like him. I think it'd be cool. But again, I don't see the purpose of him winning unless you're going to have him win just to defeat Seth Rollins, to give him maybe a break. Maybe they're going to give Seth Rollins a break. He'll disappear off TV for a few months or a couple months just to get a break from how hard he's been running. But I don't think he wants the break unless he requested it and we don't know. And then that would make sense for Sheamus to cash in his Money in the Bank and also gain a lot of heat for taking it off of Sting. So again, my opinion is Seth Rollins will retain. If they do, again, have Sting win, then Sheamus will cash in. I agree with that. Then they have Seth Rollins versus John Cena. Straight up, I think John Cena wins. Super Cena will get back the United States Championship. Even if Seth Rollins loses his heavyweight championship, to me, it would make more sense for him to lose the United States Championship. Let Super Cena have it. And then from there, obviously, Seth Rollins losing both belts would probably take a break and then come back and be revived. Maybe that's what this is all set up for, to give him a break. But I believe Cena will win. I don't agree that Seth will win. Then you have Ryback versus Kevin Owens. Unfortunately, I don't think too many people care about this match. I like both of them. I like Kevin Owens a lot. He's a very good heel. I like Ryback too, but they haven't done much with him in a couple months. I think him having a staph infection didn't help. It wasn't his fault. Not blaming him, but I think with him getting that infection, he was gone for, a month or something like that, or 6 weeks, so that kind of didn't help, and he had just won the belt a few weeks prior to that. So that didn't help, but I like Ryback. I just don't think this matchup, not that it's not good, but I don't think they sold it well enough. I don't mean them to so personally, I just mean storyline-wise. It was kind of thrown together the past few weeks, over this past month. There hasn't been much build-up for it, in my opinion, and I don't think too many people care about this match. I think it would be better for Kevin Owens to win, because then he could, go over the top in his heel-like character, which is good. Plus, he would like to probably hold the Intercontinental Championship, the IC Championship, bring back some prestige to it, and I think it would be good because he's a very good heel, and if he's not going to hold the World Championship, I do believe he should hold some type of championship, either the United States or the Intercontinental. I think Intercontinental is good, or the United States, because he's a good heel, and you need the good heel so that a babyface can vie and challenge them for the title. Next, we have New Day versus the Dudley Boys. Personally, I think the Dudley Boys would be better because if the Dudley Boys win, I like both of them, and I'm old school. I was in the Attitude Era, and I've been watching wrestling since 70s. So I like the Dudley Boys very much. I think their best impact was the first night they came back. I think the fans went crazy. I was psyched to see them. They seemed to have a lot of fun, especially when Bubba Ray hit Devon and counted 1, 2, 3, and everyone said, "Get the tables." I think that was an awesome moment. I think they were really thrilled coming back. But since then, each week and every time they've appeared, it's gotten a little, or it hasn't gotten a little bit, it's gotten less of a pop from the crowd. I don't think they're as into it, obviously, as they were the first night. I think people are happy they're back. I think it's great for them to be back because they can help the tag team division really become a lot better, especially with the rumors of the Hardy Boys coming back, which I think would be great. I don't think they should be in tons of matches, either of those teams, meaning the Dudley Boys or the Hardy Boys, but I think they both could help out, obviously, a lagging tag team division and bring some oomph to it and revitalize it, plus also show the newer tag teams how to sell things maybe better, how to maybe work on even bad storylines, sell them better, also do more heelish things, and play that off better, which Dudley Boys can do. And even the Hardys, they were heels for a short time as well. However, in this match, I think the Dudley Boys should win and go heel. I think in this whole match, they should do some heelish stuff and win, and that would put the New Day over because they've been getting over more than not as the last couple months. They basically were almost dying in the water. I guess they've been doing this for about a year and a half now, or a little over a year. 15 months, and for the most part, with the exception of the past couple months, people really dislike them, and it's better to get a reaction than no reaction, like certain said championship divas who, 2 people, yay, it's Nikki, 3 people out of 13 or 15,000 people clap, and they're like, oh, she's the best champion. Anyway, point being is I think it would be great because New Day in the past couple months, people are starting to chant New Day rocks instead of New Day sucks. Even though those chants are still there, people are being very entertained by them, and even if you're a bad guy, that's how you get over. If you're entertaining, people want you to be face because they want to cheer for you and not root against you. So I think it would be better for Dudley Boys to win, go very heel in this match. I'm not saying being disgustingly heel, but do heelish things, make sure the fans know we're the heels now. Let them win. Let them become the 10 or 11th. I think it's the 10-time tag team champions. Let them go full heel, like full retard. Let them go full heel. And then the New Day could vie for a rematch. That could be the rematch for the next month pay-per-view, which they could all build toward. So that could be a month of a lot of great promos. And that would be great for the other tag teams to watch. Then if you have the Hardy Boys come in soon, meaning sooner than later, they can also be the face team. And then if New Day wins, or they lose, then you can have the New Days go after the Dudley Boys. But eventually the Hardys would probably have to be heels at some point to help get over younger talent. If they're going to remain a face, which is fine, then they'd just be there strictly to help them and do training with them and help them with spots and selling, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and psychology in the ring. But again, I think Dudley Boys should win, go full heel. Then the New Day gets their rematch, and they will become babyface or faces once Dudleys win and go heel. Then you have the most probably forgettable match of the evening, Nikki Bella and Charlotte. Nothing to do with Charlotte. I like Charlotte. A lot of people are down on Charlotte and think she's not very good. I don't think that's the case. I think if you watch her and Natalya from a year ago, I think it was December, they had a great match on NXT. It was the best match that the women's that I've ever seen up until Bayley and Sasha, which blew that away by far, not putting Charlotte and Natalya down. I think Natalya's great. I don't know why they shit on her in the aspect of not having her involved in these matches. She's just completely disappeared, and she's the most probably decorated real wrestler. She could actually shoot on these women. She knows how to really wrestle. She knows how to do the pro wrestling, and I think she's cool. And I was never a big fan of Natalya, but she grew on me in the past year after seeing that match with her and Charlotte. I really respect her a lot more because I finally got to see her wrestle because she was wrestling someone who could wrestle, meaning Charlotte, rather than Nikki Bella and Brie Bella and Alicia, and all these other women who have no idea what they're doing in the ring and are like 2 miles an hour in the ring. It's just bad. I think that's one reason why I think Paige has gotten so bad. I like Paige a lot. Liked her a lot more when she first came in. People were hard on her. I thought she was very good. I thought she was very sharp and crisp and sold things well. I think in the year or 2 years of wrestling the Bellas, almost every goddamn match, her skills have gone down. She's kind of sloppy in the ring. She seems bored. I don't know if she's depressed. I don't know if she wants to do it. I don't know if she's homesick. I think she's got some psychological issues. I don't mean that she's crazy. I just think something is going on with her psyche. She doesn't seem to be that happy, and I don't blame her because she's been wrestling shit for the past year and a half, and that when you wrestle shit, you could be great, and you put someone like Cesaro in a ring, and you put them in the ring with like Eva Marie for a straight year. Cesaro's gonna suck, and I know they're two different genders, but I'm trying to make a point of someone who has talent with someone who doesn't. You can't make that work. It doesn't work. That's why the Divas division is a joke. So this match is gonna suck strictly because it's Nikki Bella. I'm sure Nikki will retain because if Charlotte wins, which she should, what is the point? Charlotte wins. She's not over with the crowd. More people like Sasha. I'm more of a Sasha fan. I think Sasha is actually better than Charlotte. I think Sasha and Bayley are the best two female wrestlers besides Natalya. And I'm also sick of these factions. So I think Nikki should win. I think Becky should probably turn on Charlotte. Who's the other one? Paige. I think Paige and Becky should turn on Charlotte, make her get a lot of pop, or a lot of support from the fans as a face, meaning Charlotte. It would be better for Paige to be a heel. She's a much better heel. She hasn't gone over as a face. The people get more into her when she's a heel, so that just means she needs to be a heel. Becky Lynch, people are lukewarm on. I like her. She's a nice person. She's okay in the ring. I don't think she should have been brought up. I think Bayley should have been brought up over her because Bayley's a better wrestler. Also, Bayley's been there longer and doing wrestling longer. Not that always means anything, but I think she's just a more accomplished wrestler in Bayley. So I think Paige and Becky should turn on Charlotte, help Charlotte lose. That way Nikki wins, and then you can have a feud. And I also think they should disband these trios, these factions, because they're stupid. Fine, you introduce them as that. They need to omit that, kill it, 86 it, circumvent it, whatever you want to say it. Stop it. It's not good. Break them all up. If anything, you have pairs. Let Nikki and Brie be together. You can have Becky and Paige. I would turn Sasha face and have Charlotte and Sasha. That would help Sasha. And you could also have tag team champions tag team matches, which I think they should bring back. Not for the whole year. Maybe 6 months out of the year. I also think they should interject intergender championship matches for like 6 months out of the year, culminating with maybe a match in WrestleMania where you have, a guy and a girl and a guy and a girl, and they go against and they win the tag team championship belts. And 6 months out of the year, you could have the women wrestling women, and then 6 months later you can have the men and women wrestling men and women. I think that would be good. They had it back in the Attitude Era. I think it was very good. Of course, you had better wrestlers, but now with the influx of Sasha, Bayley's going to come up soon. You have Becky, who's not too bad. You have Charlotte, which is good. You have Natalya, which they should use. You have Tamina, who's not great, but at least she can wrestle. And you have Kana, who's coming in, who's from Japan. You also have Nia Jax, who's supposed to be good as well. So with the women, you could definitely have intergender matches. I'm going to do a video on supposed teams that I think would be good. So I think Nikki Bella should win. I think Paige and Becky should turn on Charlotte, become heel, make Charlotte a bigger baby face. Then you have Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and to be announced versus the Wyatt family. I think Team Ambrose, Reigns, and to be announced will win. They should win. I think the to be announced should be Daniel Bryan. It could be Cesaro. It could be The Rock. Rock could be cool because it's Reigns. But honestly, my personal opinion, I love Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, really, which is what his name is. I'd personally rather see Bryan because Bryan has a history with the Wyatts, and he did kind of end it in the steel cage match where he finally went face again and took off his clothes, which was one of the his outerwear, meaning I don't mean all his clothes, took off that jumpsuit. One of the best Raw moments in history, in my opinion, and one of the best Raw moments which he had several of in the past, probably. In the last 5 or 6 years, not so much the last year and a half because he's been out, but prior to that, with him being chanted during a Cena promo for 10 minutes, the fans chanting Daniel Bryan and yes, where, he was standing there, which was phenomenal, the 3 years that the fans pined for him. So I really think Bryan should be the to be announced. He's been cleared by his doctor, who's one of the best or the most renowned doctor in the world. They cleared him. The supposed story is that WWE is not. They've even said that supposedly on the Divas, but Divas is like 6 months behind the time. So I think that would be a great thing. I don't think he should come out immediately. The way I would write it or storyline it or book it is have them, Reigns and Ambrose, come out, having the Wyatts beat them up to a certain extent in the ring, back and forth, tell a good story. Then when the Wyatts get the upper hand, then you hear the and then Bryan comes running out. Fans would go apeshit over that. He'd get a huge pop. He can only come in for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, help them win. That way he doesn't exert himself too much. He doesn't get hurt, and it's just saying, hey, Bryan's back. I think that would be cool. You could have him become part of the Shield if you really wanted to. Not that you would need that, but I think Bryan should be the one that comes out. I think that would be the best. I think this match could be the best match for that reason if they do that. Then you have Ziggler and Rusev. Not too many people care about this. It was supposed to be Ziggler and Lana. Ziggler and Lana and Rusev and Summer Rae, but Lana broke her wrist. She's going to be out for another 3.5 months. And she broke it in a good way. She was actually in the ring trying to learn how to wrestle, unlike some of the said divas who don't do anything other than, ride other people, and I mean in a sexual term, to get their way, or don't really do anything. I don't know how people consider Nikki a great champ when she's developed. I think she defended her championship once in the almost year she's had it. She's had other stupid matches where Brie has come in and helped her retain it, but it's just been god awful. I'm so sick of them. Nothing against them personally. I'm just sick of them, and I want to see women's wrestling like in NXT. I'm sick of this divas bullshit. It sucks. It's not doing anything for wrestling, and I think it's all Vince McMahon. He has his head up his rectum. He's very stubborn, and he likes to do things his way. And that's also a good way to get hurt in life, when you I'm going to do what I'm going to do. It's not the best thing. He should really let Triple H run it. And I think Triple H would do a much better job with them, and I think he would try to kind of push the Breeze. Breeze need a break. They've been on TV for like 6 straight years. They've been 8.5, almost 9 years with WWE. They left for 2 years to get a reality show. Didn't work. They came back with their tails between the legs, and then Nikki started pumping JC, meaning John Cena, and all of a sudden they just were on every goddamn Raw, every goddamn SmackDown, every goddamn pay-per-view, and getting talking segments, and no one cares. It's almost like crickets when they start talking. No one cares, and they are still forced down our throats. Having digressed, this match, it's lost a lot of steam. I like Rusev. He's lost a lot of steam as a heel. I think Lana should go back to him when she comes back. Ziggler should probably go heel as well. I think that would help him. I don't know if he should team up with Summer Rae and work with them as a heel faction. A heel team, and let Rusev and Lana get back together. I think that would be the best for all 4 of them. Rusev and Lana have a good chemistry. Ziggler and Lana wasn't that great. It's kind of pressed or pushed. So I would have Lana come back as a heel. I would have Rusev stay heel. I would also turn Ziggler heel for a while because he hasn't been doing much as a face. I like him as both, but he seems to get better reactions as a heel, so he should go back to being that. Then you have Neville and the Lucha Dragons versus Stardust and the Ascension. Could be a good match. Potentially, it could actually steal the show. Neville's very good. Lucha Dragons could be exciting. I like Stardust. The Ascension, I'm not crazy about. What I mean by steal the show, don't mean have a 20-minute match, like a 5-6 minute match, a short match where, like Neville and Lucha do some high-flying things and just end it. Not steal the show. That was probably bad wording, but could be a good match in that sense if it was short. Having it being a long, drawn-out match is not going to be good. I like Neville a lot. Lucha Dragons, sometimes they are very good. Most of the time they're okay. Sometimes they do a lot of stuff that's amazing. Stardust, a lot of people get on him. I like Stardust. I think he needs to do more with this character, but I like him. He's doing a lot. I always like Cody Rhodes. A lot of people shit on the Stardust aspect. I don't. Crazy. I'm not crazy about the Ascension at all. I think the whole New World Order and the Illuminati and the All-Seeing Eye, the black colors and the pyramids, it's too much. I'm not going to get in digression about what WWE is trying to say. It's evident what they're saying. I'm not going to go into that, but it's probably not going to be a very good match. But they keep it short, like 5, 6, 7, 8 minute match, and let Neville and the Lucha Dragons do some high flying stuff. It could be entertaining for 5 or 6 minutes. People say, "Hey, that was pretty cool." That's what I meant by saying it could do well in that sense. So they have also by What Culture 10 likeliest mystery partners at WWE Night of Champions. They're saying Cesaro. I guess Cesaro teaming with the not with the Wyatts, with Reigns and Ambrose. Finn Balor, that could be cool too. Either one. Cesaro's amazing, so is Finn Balor. A lot of people think Randy Orton because he got beat up by the Wyatts. That's possibly true, but I think they wanted to give him a break because he said he wanted to be more part-time, supposedly, the rumors. So I think he wanted to go to a more part-time basis, so it wouldn't really make sense for him to get beat up a month ago or 3 weeks ago. They're going to come back and then help him out. But Randy Orton's good. Cesaro's good. Finn Balor's good. I like all those choices. Jericho, that would be funny. I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever to have him come back for that match, but I like Jericho. He's cool. This is my man, DB, Ryan. Yes. So he should come back. So let's see. Daniel Bryan medical status has been highly scrutinized. As far as everyone knows, he's been medically cleared to wrestle again, but is still waiting for the specific permission from WWE doctors, which again could all be a ruse and scripting, so we don't know, which is actually would be fun for the first time, very good storyline, because they'd actually be lying and saying he's not cleared, and then for him to pop up would be amazing. That would be like old school wrestling storyline and booking, which would be great. He may well be done for good given the seriousness of concussion-related injuries and the increasing frequency with which he seems to pick up such knocks. With that being said, should Bryan walk out Night of Champions alongside Reigns and Ambrose, I wouldn't have him do that. I'd have him come out later, suspend it, make it think that it's just going to be those two, and then you have him come out and let them blow the roof off with having his entrance music and have him sprint down the ramp. That would be the best way to have him introduced, personally. It would probably be the best outcome for the WWE. Despite his long absence, Bryan remains an incredibly popular figure. Yes, he does. Not as what he once was, but still very highly so. And even has considerable history with the Wyatt family, of course, which is what I was prefacing before. Nobody expecting Daniel to put himself in harm's way for the sake of one match, but even if he's given a limited role in the bout, his return would make sense and blow the roof off. I completely concur. You have Kane. People talked about Kane coming back. Could be. If he does come back, he's got to be the devil's favorite, son. Rock coming back would be cool for Reigns. I think people would be happy, but I don't think it'd be too crazy to have him come back, meaning I don't think the fans will go that ape shit over him coming back. I think you have Bryan. I think after that, you'd probably have The Rock, and then after that, maybe like Finn Balor or Cesaro. I'd probably pick Cesaro. Not that I don't like Finn Balor. I love Finn Balor, but I think Cesaro might get a bigger pop. Baron Corbin. That could be cool. I wouldn't call him up. Eric Rowan would be cool. I wish they wouldn't shit on him either. I wish he was back. I wish he actually was in place of the new guy they have, whatever his name is. I wish he would come back and usurp the new guy that they have. Nothing against him. Or make it a faction of 4. Have Rowan come back, take his spot. You have the black sheep, the white sheep. That could be cool. Rowan, not too many people gave him credit. I don't think he's amazing in the ring, but I don't think he's half as bad as people say he is. And Samoa Joe could be cool. I really wouldn't bring him up in that sense. I'd bring him up on his own, but that's just my opinion. If you can, this is my blog. I write about stuff. I had several entries about, this was about the past Wednesday night NXT. The one prior to that was about, which is talking about them, Sasha and Bayley 2. The one before that was about Monday Night Raw, which wasn't a very good episode, unfortunately, and them shitting on AJ. The one before that was about the championship between Bayley and Sasha, which I think is a very good write-up. It's just because it was a great match. And I have other ones in here about Daniel Bryan and stuff. So I appreciate you checking out this link. The blog link will be in the description box. So will the Likeliest Mystery Partners, the Wikipedia Night of Champions, and I will put the Bleacher Report link in as well. Those are my predictions. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be a good pay-per-view. Probably not, because for the most times they usually suck, unfortunately. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in. I do appreciate it. Namaste.